Welcome to another episode of the 8-Bit Idiots, a podcast about all sorts of crap.
Shenanigans.
Yeah, that's the
Geeky shenanigans.
sometimes.
Yes.
We're mostly a game podcast.
I want to say
lately.
we've sort of morphed into that, yeah.
Yeah, we did we'll do movie news and junk,
yeah.
but
Yeah, we'll obviously talk about movies.
oh well, we're about to.
Yes.
But anyway, so it's basically man Connor talking stuff, and then we put it up online.
It said Connor and I, actually.
Oh.
You being Lindsay.
No, I've got to record all this again because I can't have a grammar error.
It's embarrassing, I know. Yeah.
My name is Lindsay.
I know. Oh.
So
yeah.
therefore, the other one is Connor.
Yeah, that does make sense.
I don't know how similar our voice is, but
I don't think they are. It's fine.
if you get us confused, just picture glasses, and that's Connor.
I don't think that's going to help them differentiate voices.
Well, yes, it will.
If you hear one of them, picture glasses and then ignore the rest of it.
It's another one of those episodes. Episode 9.
We are episode 9. Yeah, we're on it.
No, we are 8-Bit Idiots.
Oh, okay.
This is episode 9.
God, we should have done something for episode 8.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's fine. We'll backdate them.
Yeah,
We'll make episode 8 9.
Yeah, we should.
This is 10, and then we'll put a filler 8 in.
I'm so confused.
So
Is this like a prequel?
So how you been, buddy?
I'm good.
What do you got to talk about on this lovely evening?
On this lovely evening? Well, there's not a lot happening this week.
I can tell we're 3 minutes into this podcast, and there is fucking
Yeah, there's. I'm stalling because I think I might think of some content.
like I listen to a few podcasts here and there, but I'm very picky about what I listen to. And let me tell you, if I was listening to this podcast, I probably would have already moved on.
Oh,
to be honest,
don't be like that.
but like 3 minutes is my threshold. If you've said nothing to capture me in that 3 minutes, and I've never listened to you before,
Wait,
I won't be listening to you in the future.
so you're telling me that my voice alone is not enough to capture?
I choose not to answer that to your face.
Oh, God.
Just cover your eyes.
Okay.
It's not.
Oh, God. It still hurts me. Hey, so do you like jokes about balls?
About balls, you say?
Yeah.
I'm in.
You're in?
I'll listen to the rest of the podcast.
Great, because there is a new Deadpool trailer out.
I was hoping for a ball gag.
Well, there'll be plenty of that when you go see Deadpool.
Oh, I thought you were going to make a bedroom joke there. You're just letting me down.
I know.
Left, right, and center. All right, talk to me about Deadpool. Actually, I'm going to go watch the trailer. All right, insert intermission music, and we are back after watching that once more. Just because I need it fresh in the mind. Thoughts?
I mean, it's trailer. There's more in it. There's too much. There's too much.
Trailer. Yeah, it is. They're doing
way
that.
too much.
They're doing that Spider-Man Homecoming thing where they just want to throw all the bits into the trailer.
Like, don't get me wrong. There was a lot of bits I liked.
I like how it looks like they're doing a very big play on X-Men First Class.
Yeah.
Which is arguably the thing that brought the X-Men franchise back to being relevant.
Oh, hell yeah.
So they're doing... I like how they sort of play on that a little bit with the getting the team together.
Getting the crew.
The squad fan.
Sort of like a little bit of a roll call trailer. But yeah, no. So there was a lot of cool things in it. A lot more Cable.
I don't.
Yeah.
I've never liked Cable. Like
But I like Josh Brolin, so
he's
like
so annoying.
I'm just like, this will be fun. But the thing that I thought was that there was too many jokes in it. Like, I know it's going to be a very joke heavy movie.
I wasn't like captured by the jokes, I wasn't in tears.
I would be if I was
thing.
in the cinema.
Yeah, probably if you're in the feel of the moment.
Yeah. But like watching it, like I know. See, the problem is I remember. I'm sure a lot of people do. I remember the scenes that these jokes are in. So when I'm watching the movie, I'm I take note of the scenes and I go, yeah, that joke's coming up because I recognize the area, I recognize the costumes.
I do the exact same
and
thing.
It just ruins it for me, man.
Although I will give props to Spider-Man Homecoming. One of my favorite jokes from the trailer is when he faces the bank robbers in the Avengers mask. He's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
hey,
Yep.
you guys aren't the Avengers. I can tell. Hulk gives it away.
Yep.
That wasn't actually in the movie. And that was one of my favorite jokes in the trailer, so I was waiting for it. And even now, after my third or fourth watching of it, I'm sort of waiting for it, but it never comes. And
Really?
I'm a little bit disappointed by it.
What did they have in place? Did he say anything? I honestly
He
can't remember.
mentions Thor, I think. Yeah, he goes, Thor, I've never met you, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
then they go into the fight scene.
Yeah.
And like there
That's
may
not
be
as good. They should have done
yeah.
that the other way around. Like the
Yeah.
Thor part maybe in the trailer.
there may be a deleted scene of it or an alternate scene or something like that. But that was one of my favorite jokes in the trailer, and it didn't land in the movie, and that annoys me.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, something to note that they did with the last Deadpool movie is they had a lot of takes, especially with TJ Miller. He did a lot of sort of like improv on the fly
yeah,
jokes, when he was talking to Deadpool. And some of those got in the trailer, some of those got in the movie. So I liked that. That was funny. Because
TJ Miller's just a very funny guy.
yeah, he's a funny dude. So I hope they've done something like that with this, and a lot of the time as well. With the first Deadpool, they had him say a lot of things, which they can edit in and edit out because he's wearing a mask.
Yeah,
And there was a lot of that that was different to the actual movie.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping this is something similar.
They've got so much they can do with it. I'm sure they would have just like pages on pages worth of jokes written.
Yeah.
And then the amount that we see, even in the gag reels, is probably just a page, minuscule.
Yeah. But what did you think of the DC reference slid in there?
That's funny. I like it, and that's what Deadpool's all about: breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah,
sort of
I
thing.
liked the DC one. I wasn't so hot on the Thanos.
I don't actually remember the Thanos one.
It was like it's like 20 seconds in.
Yep.
It says pump the brakes Thanos, obviously in a reference.
Oh yeah,
to
to
reference to Josh Brolin, if anyone doesn't know.
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that one's too close.
Nah, they got to do some fourth wall stuff. I mean, they did like the whole Green Lantern thing in the first movie.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
like
with the suit.
some things are just too obviously funny to be avoidable.
Yeah.
I genuinely I didn't believe the trailer was genuine because I saw it on Facebook by Ryan Reynolds, and I don't really believe anything he puts out.
I
love the guy.
smart man.
I love the guy, but he's a troll.
Funny thing that I liked, this people might just see this as a cool moment from the trailer, but when Deadpool is trying to stop Cable's bullets with his swords,
Yep.
that is a nice little handy callback to Wolverine Origins, Deadpool's first movie outing.
Or maybe it's just a badass scene.
It could be, but it's not.
Something I'm excited for. So yeah, something that I'm excited for, and I have mentioned it to you on air and off air in a previous podcast and outside. Obviously, I've said Domino's my favorite X-Men.
Yes.
Domino is played by my girl Zazie Beetz.
Who now?
Zazie Beetz. I can't say that anymore. Like,
Not following.
yeah, she's not very well known, but
Okay.
she's like a fantastic actress.
Yep.
The thing I know her mainly from is Beano's Atlanta TV series.
I've always wanted to watch that.
Plays his baby mama and his
right.
on again, off again girlfriend sort of thing in the show.
Yep.
She's a really good actress, and I am stoked to be seeing her again, and stoked to be seeing her on the big screen. And she's playing my favorite, like one of my favorite Marvel heroes.
Yeah. So
So-
what did you think of? I mean, it wasn't too descriptive.
It was pretty nothing from the trailer.
Yeah, it was
but
pretty nothing. But you think they're going to go the right direction?
I'm glad that they're doing it the way they are.
Yeah.
Like-
I feel like it's going to be close.
Yeah. You mentioned in a previous podcast, I think 3 or 4, that they may just change her power altogether.
I honestly thought they would.
But yeah, I'm glad that they're, even if it makes her role pull back a lot more.
Yep.
Even if they do that, I think it's a very distinct ability. And they even joke about the fact that it is a difficult ability to pull off on screen.
Yeah.
In the trailer, which I think also is a nice little touch.
Yeah. And do you reckon it would help with, sort of like viewing it, For audiences, they'll be like, "Oh yeah. No, I get that."
If you call attention to the fact that her power isn't a very seen thing, and it's not very like cinematography heavy, then
it'll just make it a little bit easier to watch.
yeah, people will just they'll have in the back of their mind when something happens around her, they'll be like, oh, it's a luck thing.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah, no, I'm liking how they're gonna do that. It's much better than what I originally thought.
Yeah, but I highly recommend going and watching Atlanta as well if you do like her performance as Domino in the movie when it comes out. Not saying she'll do well or not, but if you do, go watch Atlanta because she's pretty A grade.
Cool, no worries.
Actor I'm not looking forward to is that little fucking kid in everything.
I knew you were gonna say that
Because he's fucking in everything. And
he's not. He's in 2 movies.
Do you
3.
want me to go through his IMDb?
3.
Anyway, I'm not a fan of it at all.
I'm sure he'll be fine.
But you know who I'm hella down for?
Who?
Terry Crews.
Yes,
My boy.
It looks like he's gonna play a very serious role in this.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, just off the bat, just looks very serious.
Just off the trailer. He was in it like twice.
Yeah, I know.
For like 2 seconds.
First impressions are a big thing, man.
I suppose.
Yeah, well, hey.
I don't know. Bedlam's a pretty serious character.
Do you reckon he'll have his shirt off at some point?
Of course.
I mean, it's Terry Crews.
Of course. Like, have you seen Rampage yet?
No, I haven't.
Apparently, I haven't seen it either, but I was listening to a review of it, and apparently there is like one scene where a girl comes up and asks The Rock for sex, and then she's not seen again for the entire movie. So it's clearly to just establish that The Rock is a very sexual man.
Oh yeah, obviously. But they didn't have to call attention to it. It's fine. We get it.
It's like at the end of Central Intelligence, I think, where he has to take all his clothes off. Or if you watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Terry Crews has always got his top off.
Always. But I think in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, they do it in a good way. They're like,
yeah,
I need to do a workout right now.
Julian Dennison is that little kid who I don't like.
Just to clarify.
Yeah.
It's actually all kids you don't like, but that's fine. We'll brush past that.
I'll say yes. Yeah, so, but I suppose even having that little kid is probably a hard choice. And as we all know, X-Men, the whole X-Men universe, deciding what characters to put in and all that sort of stuff is probably just full of hard choices.
Yeah, well, you're not wrong there. But we'll see on the release date and see how it turns out. So, moving on from that, without further ado, I want to talk to you about something that was released today, a particular game we've been waiting on.
Yeah, buddy.
Finally.
God of War.
God of War.
Been excited for that for fucking how long?
About 8 episodes, I think, bud.
Just for the record, you actually looked at your watch there, like that was going to help you.
Not even wearing a watch, and I still looked.
I would actually say that I've been excited for this game since about 2010.
Jesus.
Which was when, well, obviously it wasn't announced back then.
But
that's when God of War 3 came out.
Yep.
And I know there was another one after that, but 3 was the one that I sat on.
Oh, okay. Was after 3 was a prequel?
Yeah, it was set before the
Yep.
series or something. It wasn't that good. It was good, but it wasn't.
Wasn't up to standard.
I don't remember the story at all.
Yeah, okay. So
Let me put it that way.
Yeah, so it was just forgettable.
But yeah, so this game has been a long time coming, and I have a few thoughts.
Oh, do tell.
A few good thoughts.
Well, I've seen you play a little bit. You've played it on my TV, so naturally it looks fucking amazing.
Yeah, he's got a 4K TV.
And that's just on the standard PS4.
Yeah, that is so let me lay this out straight. Fantastic game. I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a real good feel. It diverges a little bit from other games because obviously different teams, different styles, all that sort of stuff. But it's still got a very good feel to it. It's very enjoyable so far. Honestly, my biggest gripe with the game is because I'm running it on one of the original PS4s. My PS4 playing it, like I don't think it was designed for my PS4.
No,
frankly,
probably not.
I fly, like I get a lot of flights. I'm on a plane fairly regularly, and my PS4 sounds like it's about to take off when it runs the game.
Poor thing.
But yeah, apart from that, it feels really good.
Yeah.
Like honestly, one of my biggest complaints that takes me out a little bit is you do one move, which is a knock up, and then you go for like a juggle combo, because a lot of the fighting and mechanics is set around comboing. You do a knock up, and then they're up in the air, but they look weird in the air. Like, they
Okay.
look like they're unnaturally hovering in the air.
Well, it sort of looked like that in all the previous games as
Yeah,
well.
but the previous games were a lot more hack and slashy of
Yeah,
that nature.
it
This,
wasn't.
this one feels a bit more realistic.
Yeah, so yeah, the old games weren't as realistic. It was just sort of you mash a couple buttons, you watch him smack the crap out of him. And,
Yeah, and because those were set on a more like it's 3-dimensional, but it's a 2-dimensional sort of plane. Like you're very more boxed in.
yeah, it's like a sort of side scroller.
Almost. It's like a 3D side scroller. Well, that's just number one. The rest of them start to branch out a lot more from there. But yeah, I don't know. It's got a much more in-depth in-game feel when you're fighting in this one. Having said that, it's been a long time since I played the previous games.
Yeah. Well, combat, from what I can see, looks pretty smooth.
Yes.
And it's completely changed from the old game. So, what's the closest that you could describe this combat feel to another game, do you reckon?
Honestly, it sounds weird, but maybe AC Origins.
Yep.
I think a lot of games are going that way, though, where your RB, RT, your bumpers are becoming your attacking,
Yeah.
as opposed to the standard X or square.
Yeah.
And, which I find a little weird. Like, it's so unnecessary.
Yeah, I'm not too sure why. I don't see the benefit.
I understand, like, it adds a bit more control options, because you can say hold down L1, like in this, you hold down L1, press circle, and you activate something.
Yep.
As opposed to if circle was a set button. No, I just don't see it. I don't see why. It's not necessary.
Well, there must be a reason for it. But, yeah, I actually would be inclined to agree with you on that AC Origins comment. It's sort of... It's that third person where the character is offset, so you're not centered at a screen. Sort of off to the left or to the right, depending on which angle, and you fight from there.
The camera does this weird like stick thing where it sticks to an enemy, but not fully, so you can freely rotate off it. But if you move the camera a bit, you'll still be locked onto that enemy, but you haven't actually locked on. Does that make sense?
Right.
Like, you can lock on physically to someone, and you'll only base your direct your attacks towards them.
Yep.
But, like, I'll be looking at you, and I can move the camera off you, and I'll still be attacking you with very little... And it'll take actually a bit of effort to move off you as my intended target sort of thing.
Maybe that is used to just gain a bit of perspective on your surroundings while you're attacking.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it feels a little bit weird at first compared to other games of that nature where you attack directly where your camera's heading sort of thing.
So, talking about weapons in the game.
I fucking froth the Leviathan axe, which is the main axe you get.
It looks awesome.
It's just fun.
It just looks really fun to use.
I just spent I spent the first 10 minutes of the game just throwing the axe. I spent way too long just throwing the axe.
Because you can retrieve it.
Yeah, it's like Mjolnir. That's probably the appeal to me, is I just spent the whole time feeling like Mjolnir.
Yeah, but
not like Mjolnir.
Yeah, I was like the hammer getting thrown about.
I was getting really bad dizziness and vertigo from being thrown back and forth.
I completely understand that, and because you can throw it, you can throw it at enemies, you can throw it wherever you want, which is really cool. It's not restricted in any way to a combo, which is really good. And then you can choose to not call it back as well. So I feel very cool. I don't know why, and it's probably like very douchey, but I feel so cool just throwing my axe away, walking away, and then just going... Holding your hand out and just going...
Yeah.
Yeah, no. As soon as I saw that was a thing, I lost my shit.
I actually wanted to...
so excited.
I wanted to introduce the game to you like that without my axe, so you'd come in and be like, see me fist fighting, and be like, what weapon are you using? And then just go, whoop! But I got into a fight too early and needed to use it.
Damn. Missed opportunity right there.
But yeah, that axe, and it's a practical sort of thing that you can do it as well. Like, if you've got two enemies standing next to each other, say one's further back, you can throw your axe at the further back one, and then retrieve it to you, and it'll hit the one forward as well. So it hits enemies on the way through. The combat in it is a little bit of a learning curve as well, I found, and I know I bring this up all the time. I've been playing Neo. I played Neo a lot.
No way.
Yes.
Stop it.
Shocker. So I've got that feel for the whole attack, dodge sort
Yeah.
of combat system. But in this, like, it did take me a long time because the combat,
Is
you know,
it-
every game you get into, the dodge is a little bit smaller or a little bit larger, and you've got to adjust for that.
Yeah.
And
Is-
again, it is more like AC Origins dodging, so where it's that real small sort of
Yeah.
movement. Everyone knows that movement.
Yeah. The little, yeah, describes it perfectly.
Yeah.
Don't worry, they get it. Yeah, no, cool.
What
What else? You got a kid with you? How's that going for you?
I don't. Oh, you mean in game?
In game, mate.
He's a fucking annoying little thing.
Just to clarify, he said this to me earlier, and the reason that he's annoying is that the kid is too happy.
It's not that he's too happy. It's that he wants to fucking help everyone. He's too nice. Yeah, okay, I did say he's too happy. He's killing Kratos' vibe. Bitch, don't kill my vibe.
He's not an angry god anymore.
Yeah. He's
He's just like a disgruntled dad god now.
But seriously, that's how it goes. The kid's just like, oh, can we go and do this? And he's like, no! And then he sort of like starts to give in to him. And it's
It sounds
yeah.
like the perfect game for me. I'm loving this.
the kid's just fucking annoying. And especially the game enters it with no backstory as to why you're there. Like, I know it because I played the previous games and I know the premise of it, of why he's here.
Yeah.
But I've had very little to do with story trailers and story of the game, so I don't know if they're going to get into that, if they're going to talk about why he's here, how he met his wife, all that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a little bit annoyed, so to speak, that like they just put you in this game, then all of a sudden you've got a fucking kid, and you're like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
let's
but
go, you fuckwit.
A lot of games do that. I think just for the fact that this is, you know, like a God of War sequel for you, you know, you're feeling like you've missed out on the info there.
Yeah.
Like if
I
it was
think-
just a brand new fresh game,
I think for me, it just doesn't seem in Kratos' character.
what, having a kid?
Yeah,
or...
yeah. Well, like that's why
but-
he's so fucking angry.
Yeah,
That's
well-
why he's the God of War. In the first game, like they make very clear he had a loving family. I think it was 2 kids, maybe 1 kid.
Yeah.
Anyway, he had a wife and kid, 1 kid minimum. Ares, the God of War, tricks him into killing his family.
Yep.
Basically, and that's why he's so angry. That's why he wants revenge on the gods. That's why he spends 3 whole games tracking down and killing all the gods
Well,
of the Greek pantheon.
Well, now he's just tired.
And now he's just like, yeah, okay, I'll go up north and I suppose I'll remarry. It just doesn't seem in his character to remarry. I feel like they set him up to be the whole family thing was just such a burden on him that
Yeah.
he wouldn't dismiss it by remarrying, let alone having another kid.
I don't know.
Especially a little pussy bitch.
He helps you. He shoots arrows and stuff, doesn't he?
I use that very little.
Oh, so that's an actual triggered move.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I like he does his own things here and there sometimes, but
Yep.
it doesn't do much. But you're meant to use the arrows, like you can level it up to be stronger, but you're meant to use the arrows to distract the enemies off you, get your attention off you,
Yep.
so you can attack them from behind.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, just
I-
dive
I-
straight into it.
Yeah, I don't remember it often enough.
Yeah.
And when I do, like I just sort of like quick fire all the arrows I've got in the quiver,
Yep.
and then you've got to wait for it to recharge.
Yeah, right. Speaking of the axe again, now you know a little bit more about Norse mythology than I do.
Yes.
Is this the same axe that Thor uses when Mjolnir is destroyed?
I will answer your question with a question. Do you mean legit Norse mythology, or do you mean like MCU?
Both.
Or Marvel in general. All right. Well, I'm not sure about legit Norse mythology. I know that in the Marvel universe, he uses an axe named Jarnbjorn.
Wow.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right.
Wow, as if people find it hard enough to pronounce Mjolnir. Now,
Jarnbjorn.
no,
Just don't pronounce the J, and it's simple. The Leviathan axe in the game, though, I'm pretty sure is no.
Yeah.
Is the answer.
Oh, fair enough.
But that's one of the things that annoys me. I have no idea of how he got this axe, why he's got this axe.
Yeah.
It's just like you literally start the game, like you're in the main menu, and it's sort of a picture of Kratos just gone doing his hulking macho thing.
Yep.
You hit new game, And then all of a sudden, it just launches you straight in where you start chopping with that axe into a tree. So he's already got it. And there's no... The axe was made by the same two dwarves, Sindri and Brock, who made Mjolnir.
Yep.
Which probably has its, like, summoning
Yeah,
properties.
that makes sense.
It was made by the same two dwarves, though.
Right.
So...
Yeah, could be.
But you suspiciously and conveniently meet the same dwarf who made it very early on in the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like you meet him on a bridge or something. He can't get his thing to move. He's like, you probably wouldn't believe me, but I actually made that axe. And Kratos is just like, I don't believe you.
Yeah.
I'm like, good touch. I don't either.
Nice.
But yeah, it's how'd he get this fucking axe?
Yeah, that's... I would have thought that bit would have been explained, but I mean...
Well, I saw the trailer of where you first meet Jormungandr. God damn it.
Say it again with the same level of...
So I just looked it up. Jormungand?
Yeah.
Jormungand.
Look, you've convinced me.
Jormungand.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I saw the trailer where he gives it to you.
Yeah.
And then it's different in the game because I already had it and he gives it back.
All right.
So I thought that was how I got it. Like I thought it was going to be a gift from my boy, Jormungand.
Nice.
But it was not. So I have no idea how he got it, and that's like the main reason I'm playing the game, TBH. Because there has been zero plot apart from that.
Yeah, so basic plot. Not getting, into heavy spoilers or anything like that, but you look like you're on a journey of some kind. Yeah?
Yeah, I'm on a mission.
From
God.
Oh, okay.
From a god.
A god.
I can't say that in these games.
One of them.
Yeah, so basic plot is you're taking your kid on a journey up a mountain.
Huh.
That's it. Did you not want me to get too spoiler heavy?
Is that like a growing up thing for him? Or is it like...
No. You can't really say it without spoilers.
Alright. Spoilers.
Spoilers! Basically, his mum dies, your wife dies.
Yep.
You burn her, and her last wish was to take her ashes up to the top of this mountain.
Okay.
So you're taking him, and the whole time leading up to it, you're like, oh yeah, he's not ready for this journey, he's pretty fucked in the head, he's not good with a bow. And then you take him with you anyway. And yeah, that's the plot so far.
Yeah, right.
I suppose like some other stuff happens. I'm assuming I'm gonna like stir up trouble with the gods because that's just what Kratos does.
Yeah, well,
and they
I don't think it would be a God of War game without that.
Yeah, they sort of foreshadow it a little bit that the gods aren't happy that you're there. Like the Norse gods aren't happy you're there.
Yeah, well, I would imagine. I mean, I don't know hella amount about Kratos, but
yeah,
he's not meant to be there.
No, he's pretty Greek.
Yeah, he Greek as.
And there's a lot of people who sort of like rock up to you and like, "Oi, you're a god, ain't you?" And you're sort of like, please go away."
Wow, you sound just like Kratos.
That's literally his reaction to the first guy that says it. He rocks up and he's like, "Oh, hey, I know who you are," and you're like, "Please leave. My son's in there. I don't want to tell you about him though, but please go."
That's why he travelled up north to get away from that.
Yeah, well, exactly. But yeah, no, there's very little story so far. That's it, and then it's just sort of stuff happening. I'm assuming the story will come when me and my boys start actually getting to know each other.
Oh, that's
start getting
nice.
Down with each other, because
that's cute.
The kid doesn't know what you are. What Kratos is.
Really?
Yeah, and then obviously Kratos being like not particularly human he's not in touch with his dad's side.
Yep.
So the kid's a bit hard done by. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah, no, good. It's not that good that I'd say it that many times. I'm struggling to think of the next word in my sentence.
Game?
Yeah, game.
Oh.
You got it.
Hey.
Good game.
10 points.
Yeah, it is a very fun game.
Cool.
I'm
so
thoroughly enjoyed. Yeah.
What would you rate it?
8.5 to a 9.
An 8.5 to a 9.
Yeah, the only
With room for improvement with story.
yes, yeah, 100%. And one of the biggest things that annoys me with games like this is open world-ish games.
Yeah, where it's sort of like you explore an area, but it's gonna point you in one direction, or like
Yeah,
there's only like one cavern to go down, or
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
one valley.
it's a straight path, but there's a lot of areas in that path.
Yeah,
That annoys me. Like I think Tomb Raider,
yeah.
the Tomb Raider
is
reboot
very much like that.
was the first one to start doing that whole. Oh yeah, we're open world, but you're not really.
You're not
are
really.
you?
I
Like,
can't just go to the other side of a map.
Yeah,
You know.
but it's that sort of map though that, Legend of Zelda did it a lot as well, where it's sort of open world, but realistically, like it's segmented open world.
Yep.
Like you can explore those segments as much as you like, but you can't just freely travel.
Yeah.
But
I don't mind them, but sometimes you just want to go exploring.
no, the biggest things that annoys me about those sorts of games is they've always got those areas that you can't access because you need to progress the story to get an ability to fucking be able to do something.
Yeah, and it kind of pulls you out as well.
Yeah.
It breaks that wall.
Yeah, like I'm right, like I said, I'm right at the start. I'm in an area called the Lake of the Nine, and the whole area has been split up with different monuments. My boy Jorgemundr is there.
Getting better every time.
Splitting the area up as well, so I can't really access certain areas.
Yep.
But then there's other areas where I can see collectibles, and I want to get it, but I can't because I don't have an ability. I don't even know what ability it is. I don't know how far away it is. It's just
there.
out of my reach.
Yeah.
And I hate that shit.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna prevent me from being able to access something straight away, don't fucking drip it in front of my eyes.
Yeah, like at least have like it's so that you can't see the collectible.
Yeah.
It's just it's just a landscape.
I'm gonna waste at least 20 minutes of my time trying to figure that shit out.
Yep.
Only to realize I can't do it. And then half the time I'm probably just a fucking idiot who couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
So then I'll walk away and be like, oh, I'll probably get that later, and then I'll come back later and go, oh, I did it like this.
I
Okay.
did I had that with AC Origins. There was the modern day section. There was a collectible just like up on a ledge. This ledge would have been head height.
Is
right?
that like as soon as you come out of the tomb for the
Yeah,
first time?
yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
I
about.
spent fucking forever trying to get that. Like
Yeah.
you can jump in the game. It's not until she becomes an assassin or like trains it as an assassin and she learns how to climb a ledge. Climb a fucking ledge that's head height. That pissed me off so much.
It's just the bleeding effect. You actually can't climb unless you've had an ancestor do it.
Oh my god.
That's why I'm not good at like getting up trees.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, like there's a type of chest in this game where you've got to destroy 3 runes to unlock the chest.
Yep.
And like the runes were very obvious where they were. I could see very easily where they were. I just could not access them. And then I thought I was doing something wrong because if I had have taken the main path, it went very far off course. Like it was
Yeah.
a very big divergent
Yeah, so
before
you-
it finally looped back around. And so, like, I just don't know what's real anymore.
None of it is.
But yeah, 8.5, 9. Somewhere in that mark. I'm
Cool.
thoroughly enjoying it.
I'll check back on you in a week and I'll get a better rating. Updated with more storyline, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm hoping. They better pull that shit out. But that's the other problem. Is like, we were talking about it in a previous game, how open world games and big games like that, you don't just do the main quest. You do all the side quests and yada, yada, yada.
Is that an issue in this sort of game?
Yeah, 100%. I've got no story whatsoever, but I want to do all the side quests. But the only thing keeping me going in this game is the story, so I better fucking get me some story soon. But if I do too many side quests and get no story out of it, I'm going to stop playing because
Yeah, you'll just get bored.
yeah, my interest has been lost. But I have a lot of trouble bringing myself to just playing the main story.
Yeah, I'd be plowing through the story.
Yeah,
Because there's too much left open. I'd have to at least get part way through it before I can stop and go, all right, I know enough for now.
yeah, my problem is games where you've got to physically collect shit in order to be good enough to beat the story later.
Yep.
That like things like, for lack of a better description, Pokemon. if you've got to go out there and grind to get to a certain level to finish the game,
Yeah.
that's when it annoys me. Like if I can't meet or Persona 5. So you go through each of the dungeons minimum,
Yep.
right? If I can't be the level that I need to beat the boss just by beating the enemies that's in that dungeon at that level, you know, then I have a lot of trouble going back and just grinding to get to where I need to be.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not the enjoyable part of the game.
No, it feels more like a chore.
So, like, if I've got to go around and find all these little bits of armor and equipment and all that sort of stuff, I know that's fun. It is fun. But if I have to do it, it's not fun.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the way it's presented to you as a player.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Okay, I could talk about God of War for a long time, so let's move
I
on.
can see it.
Man, I'm obsessed.
I know.
It's all I think about.
See the fever in your eyes.
You're
Taking hold of you.
You're starting to look like a drugger. Anyway, so I think we might do a little bit of games news.
Yeah,
and,
just a little bit.
And then launch into our topic of the week. We're going to get a theme song for that. Probably not. Don't expect that.
It's hard enough working on a theme song for like the entire pod.
We got one. So, sort of. Stay tuned.
I mean, you might see it in this episode. Who knows?
No, I'm thinking because next week will be our 10th episode.
Woo!
We might try and put it in for that. Make it a big thing, sort of.
Cool. Yeah. All right. I'm down with that.
Okay, games news. So, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, yeah. Another PS4
Spider-Man,
exclusive.
PS4. Yep, another game that was announced like 3 years ago and has been in the back catalogue since then.
Yeah, development is a long time coming.
Oh, shit, yeah. But it's just been announced that Insomniac Games and Marvel, obviously, is going to publish 2 tie-in novels to go with the 2 of them.
Jeez.
I'm not sure when the second one is coming, but I know that the first one is a prequel before the game.
Yes.
And that's coming in August.
Yeah, sure is. It's going to be called Hostile Takeover by a dude called David Liss, if you've ever heard of him. I personally had not.
I have. He's a pretty bloody good author.
Okay, cool. Good stuff. Well, yeah, so it's going to be a prequel novel.
And it's literally all in the title. It's Hostile Takeover. It's about the Kingpin like gripping the city, taking over the city, getting his grip on New York.
Yeah, which is I find that interesting because part of the main synopsis talks about Kingpin a little bit. So I feel like if you know,
I know very little about the storyline for this game.
Yeah, if you know, even let's say a bit more than you do, you'll know some details about that. So I find it interesting that they've planned a prequel novel for it.
I like it though that the prequel is coming out well before the actual game. I've noticed that like there's a pretty common trend of they bring out something, it's popular. Oh, okay, let's bring out a prequel or some sort of tie-in for this. Like Star Wars: The Force Awakens did that.
Yeah.
They had the Force Awakens movie, and then they're like, oh, okay, now let's, I suppose, give a little story on Rey, Poe, and Finn.
Yeah, true. But, see, I don't know. Like, I feel like there's enough hype around this game, but then again, there should have been enough hype around Star Wars to bring out something before it. I like the fact that it's a novel. A lot of movies, comic book based movies nowadays are bringing out a prequel comic, but they're just not good. They're not. They're just there as a filler and as like sort of a taster.
Cough, Injustice, cough.
Yeah, exactly. So,
cough, Arkham. Actually, they were really good comics. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed them.
There was a Justice League one I briefly viewed on Comixology. Nothing much, So I'm glad that they're doing a novel which will have some substance. It'll have some depth to it, and it'll be an enjoyable read. Hopefully.
Yeah. I'm excited for it because I just hope it doesn't spoil the game, the storyline of the game.
No, I don't think it will in any way. Being a prequel, obviously, you've got that little bit of leeway. I mean, it could be 6 months, it could be 3 months. It could just set up. Well, I think what it'll do is it'll just set up perfectly so that when you go into the game for the first time, you're like you've got the mentality of what Spider-Man would have, straight up in your first minute of gameplay. So I think For those who have read it, it'll be a nice little addition. For those who don't, you're not going to be missing out on anything. So you sort of take
And
it however.
have you looked at the other the other book yet?
No, I haven't actually. What's going on with the other book?
It's literally just an art book, art of the game.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah,
what-
sweet.
Yeah, what you're gonna see is never before seen images of Spider-Man, his costume, the equipment he uses, like the area, the map,
Yep.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's all not seen stuff so far.
Cool. Yeah, any artwork for games, concept art, even movies, I'm 100% down for. Like, I would have every book
Yeah.
for all the concept art for these games and movies, but they're just so damn expensive. They're like $60 a book, and it kills
Yeah.
me. So
I know that feeling.
yeah, I be that obnoxious guy in the shops just flicking through it, just going, I wish I owned this.
That actually leads us perfectly onto our topic of the week. Expensive add-ons.
Yeah. Oh,
Or,
God.
well, more specifically, games pre-order content.
Yeah.
And feel free to get a little hotter on that mic, buddy.
Oh,
Scooch in there.
sorry there, mate.
Yeah, get in there.
Well,
Feel the mic love.
I'm real close to it. I'm pretty much yeah.
Yeah, you got to make love to that mic.
Ew.
Anyway,
So,
yeah, our topic of the week, insert theme song, is games and their pre-order content.
yes. More often than not nowadays, the lack thereof. They're just getting thinner and thinner, these games.
See, for me these days, it's more about the price tag.
Well, exactly. That's what I mean. We're not getting anything better than what we did, let's say, 5 to 10 years ago in these collector's editions, but the prices for them have gone up just so dramatically. What would have been let's say, a special edition with a statue 7 years ago? You would have
That would have been like 120 max.
Yeah, exactly.
Less even.
Yeah. Now, granted, game costs of games have gone up. I would say an average of $20.
Yeah, probably
From
around
what it
there.
used to be. It used to be $70 for an initial release.
Yeah, I find it funny. Back in the day, a lot of stores used to be real competitive, and they'd be like, "Oh, when it's first released, like I worked at Kmart, and I know for a fact when games were first released, for the first 2 weeks, they do $79.
Yep.
All new release games, $79 for the first 2 weeks, and then they'd hike the price up a bit.
Yep.
Nowadays, no one's doing that because no one's competing, and everyone's just going, fuck it, let's just make this expensive.
They're all like pretty expensive. So most new games that you're looking at are around about the $100 mark. You tack on a collector's edition to that.
Nowadays, it's like $150 minimum for a
Minimum.
collector's.
Yeah, and that
Like-
sometimes that could just be a steel book and some DLC included.
Yeah, these days, $120 is for like, I don't know, a little bit of DLC, the game, and maybe a little bit of art
Yeah,
or an
usually-
extra.
Usually called like gold edition or
Yeah, or
so-
like
some
an
bullshit.
extra set of skins
Yeah.
for my dog. I don't know what game I'm talking about.
Any of them.
Yeah.
So let's say, what would have been your favorite collector's edition that you have? Because I know for a fact you have many.
That I have.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Check back on me with that, and I'll get back to you. But I just want to talk about real quickly the collector's editions I've missed out on.
Oh,
I'm a sucker for trophies.
yes.
You know that. Like, I can ignore almost all collector's editions except trophies. Like, if it's got a trophy, I
Yep.
fucking want it.
Yeah.
But they're the most expensive ones for obvious reasons, and they're normally just fucking shit plastic,
Yeah.
which annoys me.
I've had a couple of good ones and a couple of bad ones before.
But like, I remember back in the day, like AC2,
Yes.
right? Or AC Brotherhood, I have a trophy from that, very specifically. AC3, I've got a trophy from that. Very shitty plastic, but they were only like $120 back in the day, so
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
acceptable.
Yep.
Nowadays, I'm paying like 200 and something bucks for a shitty trophy. It's not on.
Yeah, I think Assassin's Creed 2 was probably my first one where I got that collectible. Like I'd never
Neither.
Yeah, so that was a very big thing for me. I was very excited for that game. So yeah, that's sort of what started it off. I've since gotten all the Assassin's Creed ones. The most expensive edition of a game I've bought, I think, is Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Yep.
So 4. Ubisoft actually, that was the first time they announced an edition that they were releasing.
Yeah, an
from
exclusive
their website.
Ubisoft edition.
Yeah.
Before
as
then, it's
opposed
all
to-
like the generic chains, like JB
which was
and
going
EB.
out to all the main chain stores.
Yeah.
So I was 100% down for it. Favorite game franchise. I was super pumped for boats and ships and all that sort of stuff.
Boats.
Boats.
Yep.
So I mean, I got a pirate flag with that. I got.
Yeah. How often do you use that?
Hey, it's draped over one of my TVs. All right, it is very decorative. I will let you know. I got a bigger statue than the rest of yours, so I was super chuffed about this.
Slightly bigger.
I got the front of a ship.
Yep.
As opposed to just a little bit of deck.
You got a nice figurehead.
Yeah, very nice figurehead. Thank you, thank you. What else I got? I got some artwork. I got like a scroll, which was like a map with like a what do you call it? A wax seal on it. So I was.
Did you break the wax?
No, I like gently slid it off, and then like slid it back on. I got 2 small 12-inch canvases.
Yep.
With some artwork on it. So
I've seen them.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with that edition.
Yep.
It was about $190, I think I paid for it.
Yep.
Worth it for my favorite game.
$190. Fuck, even that's cheap.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. This is only 4 years ago or so.
Yeah.
And I was so happy with that edition of the game.
All right, let me lay down a couple that I've missed out on, and I'm crying. So most recently, like I was talking about, perfect segue, the new Spider-Man game was announced with a special collector's edition, came with a fucking sick trophy.
Yep.
All the rest of the shindig, whatever, I just look at the trophy. I couldn't get it. Sold out in like, I don't know, a couple of hours.
Oh, as it would.
Now, because as I was talking about, as I was just saying, I am so into this God of War game. I am so into it. Like, I'm living and breathing it. Like, I'm seeing the gods as I turn around corners, man. Boulder's just laughing at me. Anyway, there was a special edition of God of War that came with a fucking sweet trophy. Like, I'm looking at it right now. It is sexy. The Stonemason edition of God of War, for anyone that wants to look it up, looks so fucking good. I'm probably going to buy it separately. Comes with a steelbook, a canvas, which looks sick, a scroll, just like you were talking about, and I missed out on it.
Bugger.
But would I have been happy with it? I've got no room for trophies anymore.
You really don't. You really don't.
They're jammed in as it is.
Yep.
Um,
It's pretty bad.
So, do you want to run through what you got? And I'll run through what I've got, and then we'll pick favorites. You're going to say Black Flag, but...
Yeah.
Give us a price estimate off memory as well.
For each one? Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty easy to see my strain of favorite games.
Yeah.
And as I've grown up.
I think I'm just going to jump in and say if I have that also.
Yeah. Okay. So, like I mentioned earlier, Assassin's Creed 2.
Yep, got that.
White edition.
Is that... No, I got the black edition.
I have both.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. I got both. I got the black edition statue.
Yeah, but you got
up.
a spare statue from our friend.
Yes.
As well, so you were lucky
Very
in that.
generous.
But he only had 2 black edition statues and no white edition,
Yep.
so I'm stuck without.
Yep. You miss out. Which I actually... Sort of like off topic. I prefer the white edition because it's close to the actual
I like it
original
better
game.
too.
Yeah, whereas the black edition has got a bunch of armor tanked onto it, which I've never liked in those older Assassin's Creed games. I would have preferred just a basic health increase, and if I could keep my costume the same as the game art.
Yeah.
I'm a big stickler for like the original artwork and
sure.
how the character looks in the trailers. That's how I want to be playing it, but I hate going into a game.
I'm very
where it's-
similar.
Yeah, where
If you've got a
just
choice
basic.
of skins, more often
Yes.
than not, I like the basic skin.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know why. It's something about it. Okay, so I've got those 2. I've got I actually missed out on the Brotherhood one.
Did you?
So yeah, you've got what do they call it? Codex edition, I think it was. It was a
Maybe.
box. Yeah, so you've got the Codex edition, which is like a box, came with cards, came with...
Yes, I remember them. I use them as bookmarks.
Yeah, actually, that's a good idea.
Only because...
They're quite decorative as well.
Only because when I buy this stuff, I'm fucking down for it for like a day. Then when I've read it all, looked at it all, it's nothing to me.
Yeah, it's sort of done.
It's nothing.
Yeah. which sort of introduces like, is it worth it? Like, is it just a filler?
It is not.
Exactly.
That is my summed up opinion. I'll give it again at the end from a different point of view, but that is my summed up opinion. Keep going, my friend.
So I missed out on that one. I got Revelations, which came with an encyclopedia.
I did not. That's the one of Assassin's Creed I didn't get the special edition of, because Revelations was always sort of,
Yeah, it was sort of
and then you play it and it's sort of,
I was super pumped for it, and I didn't play it for about 6 months. My wife
the
played...
hook blade consists of two parts, the hook and the blade.
Yeah, my wife actually played that game before I did.
Yeah, well, understandable.
It's just...
Because it's just meh.
Yeah, but yeah. Still. Anyway, so then Black Flag. Oh, no,
No.
sorry, 3.
That's disgusting.
Shut
you
up.
disgust me.
I corrected myself.
No, you,
so
you
quickly.
said it too soon.
I hate you for
You said it too soon.
Ugh. Okay, so 3, which came with a sweet ass statue,
Yep.
which I liked, and like 3, I was super pumped for. I remember getting the email from EB Games saying Assassin's Creed 3, blah 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 blah, Connor.
Yeah, I remember being just as pumped.
Yeah, I lost my shit to have a character named Connor.
No, his name was Radun Hakedun.
Beside the point.
That actually genuinely shows how fucking nerdy I am.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fact that I remember his Indian name.
100%. Yeah, so froth that one. That is one of the statues that I really like. I've actually dabbled in painting them myself because the statue came with his coat is really white. You play it in game, it's more of like a
Cream.
a cream
Beige.
color.
Not
that's
beige,
like,
but yeah.
but it's like dirty. It's got sand all over it and crap like that. So yeah.
Yep.
I've dabbled in that. Black Flag, obviously, like I said.
Yep.
Moving from Black Flag was Unity, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
There, just
Next
sidebar in there was actually AC Rogues.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I didn't get it. You got
No.
an edition of it?
I got an edition. I think it came with a steelbook, and that's it.
I don't think Rogue came with a statue at all.
No, it didn't.
No, it was the whole game was sort of
It was a
backburnered.
sidebar game.
Yeah,
sort
very
of
much
thing.
so.
It was like their little offshoot company that made Brotherhood and Revelations.
Yeah.
Sort of caught up to the main company. And they went, well, fuck, what are we going to do about this? And then Black Flag sort of went, well, we'll release on next gen. You can just stay back there on 360.
Yeah, hang back. Speaking of which, it's now got a remaster which has been released.
Yeah,
$45, I think.
You mentioned that last episode, I think.
Yeah. So, still undecided if I'll get that or not. But,
You will. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I will. When it's a little bit cheaper. just a little bit.
So Unity was next.
Yep,
with,
Unity was
with
next.
my boy Arno. That was a good statue.
That was pretty good.
Again, shitty plastic, but if you don't touch it, it's a good statue.
Actually, that was another one that I got a Ubisoft edition from. So
I didn't know there was one.
Yeah, there was. So you have the statues, Arno holding a sword up, and,
Yes.
standing with a French flag. You have the edition where he's standing on a gargoyle, correct?
No, I've got a guillotine.
Then we both got it. This is news to you, isn't it?
Dead silence. Maybe he is on a gargoyle. I'm not sure.
Well,
I know that what the guillotine one looks
yeah,
like.
yeah. Well, you would have at least seen it at mine.
Yeah,
So,
maybe I'm just imprinting your frivolous
Hey.
spending on me.
I do the same with you, so it's sweet.
Yeah.
So that one was pretty sweet. So 2 editions again. And then what was Syndicate?
Yep.
Pretty good game.
Yeah, I liked Syndicate.
Syndicate was a really good game. The statue was pretty good as well.
I mean,
there's not much to it.
I liked Syndicate playing as Evie. Playing as Jacob was pretty trash.
I wish you could have had the option to choose a statue. You can always get they brought out statues afterwards.
The pair
that linked up, which was kind of cool. But I didn't have extra $160 to spend on 2 extra statues.
What did Syndicate actually come out with? I know it was a statue that didn't link up, but was it of Evie or Jacob?
No, it was Jacob standing on a set of train tracks that looks like the A.
Yep.
Or the assassin symbol.
Yeah, I remember.
So, there was that, and then that takes us to Origins.
Which you do not get nothing, boy.
Yeah, I chose...
You got a dud-coloured apple.
Yeah, I did. I chose to go with JB Hi-Fi's version, which was the Apple of Eden. I thought, I shouldn't have.
Yep.
But I thought, whatever. I'll go with this one. It would be a really cool thing. And then I got it out of the box, holy shit, was I disappointed. I can't believe like how bad it was. Okay, so just picture like the color copper. That's what it is. The Apple of Eden, if you've ever played any of the games, is fucking gold. It's gold, not copper. So I thought, fuck it, I'll repaint it. I repainted it, and it turned out amazing. I'll just say.
Not as amazing as my sweet statue of Bayek.
No need to rub it in. I see it every time I go into EV games for like $80, and I'm like, shit.
Let me lay down where I'm at with AC, because I played it since day dot.
Yeah.
Basically, when AC came out originally, I played it, but there was no hype around it. There was no excitement. That was back in the days when like I didn't really touch the internet much, so I didn't know any trailers, didn't know any hype for it. It was just a game that came out, and I was wandering through eBay and saw it.
Yeah.
So I don't.
Such innocent days, right?
So I don't have an Altair statue.
No.
And that pisses me off because, relatively speaking, he's the only one I'm missing. So from there, there's Shay, like we were talking about in Rogues, because fuck Revelations.
Rogue, you mean?
I said Rogue, didn't I?
Yeah. And then you said fuck Revelations.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, right.
So I don't have Rogue. Fuck Revelations. I don't give a fuck what it came out with because it's just meh.
It's an in-betweener.
And I've already got Ezio, so whatever.
So Brotherhood is whatever.
Yeah. Then the other one I'm missing, and it really fucking annoys me because it just feels greedy from Ubisoft, is Syndicate. Because I don't have Evie. Because I've got that Jacob statue we were just talking about, but I don't have Evie.
And she's a full-on playable main character. They are 50-50 in the game.
They should have given at least given the choice of which statue you wanted between them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And even Evie has extra DLC. If you've ever played the Jack the Ripper, that you play as Evie the whole time. So she's got more game time than Jacob even does.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't know. But then I've got my sweet Origin statue to make up for it, and it's sick. It's just Bayek like
I hate the
prowling
smile you
on
had
top
on
of the
as you
Sphinx.
said that, you dick.
Yeah. All right. Let's crack on into the rest of the shit. So I've got a few little like by the wayside game deals, pre-order content shit. So I've got Halo Reach, which came with a bunch of stuff. Came with a like nothing I use now, and no statues, but it came with like a bunch of. I want to say additional info for the game.
Yeah.
Like, what's her name?
Cortana?
Cortana's creator, Dr. Halsey, I think.
No idea.
Anyway, so it's got like her journal, and it talks about how she creates the Spartans, which is what Master Chief and the rest of them are in Reach. So it's really interesting, and I read that like a fucking novel, and it reads like one for the most part. So it's good. It's worthwhile. Not so much now.
No, not now at all.
Then after that, I'm just going off the ones that I can think of right now. I've got Fable 3, which came in a nice little book-looking thing. Mm-hmm. Came with a little coin.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
That's about it.
Yeah, that's about it. That's all to it.
I got Battlefront.
Which
came with fucking nothing?
Was the most disappointing, and I just couldn't believe it because I thought, yes, a Star Wars game, like, sweet.
Give me a fucking statue.
Give me some Star Wars loot to go with this shit. Like, I was so
It's
keen.
probably because there's so many Star Wars statues out there currently.
Yeah,
like,
they just
why
thought,
fucking
fuck
bother?
It. Yeah.
So I went to the midnight release for this piece of shit game.
Wow.
Walked in, got my special edition, which came with a shitty fitting shirt.
Fits absolutely terribly.
And a mug, which I actually use quite often, but I found online for $10 and in stores as just like fucking random mugs for $10. So, and I paid like, I don't know, 30 or $40 extra for a shit shirt and a mug.
Don't forget you got a keychain with that as well.
Oh yeah, I don't know what that is.
I got mine still. It's the only thing. It's the only thing I'm like, I like that.
Then after that, loot, which I'm genuinely pleased about.
Yes.
Fallout 4 Special Edition.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay, so I got the fucking Special Edition.
Yes.
Like the fucking $400 Special Edition.
Yeah.
No, it was cheaper than that. But I came with an actual life-size Pip-Boy.
Yep.
And the Pip-Boy, you could put your phone in. Like, I don't use it, obviously.
No, I don't see you walking around with it.
Just chunky as fuck.
Just going to your day job with your Pip-Boy on.
Yeah, so it comes with a Pip-Boy. It comes with, and you can get a phone app, so you can insert your phone into it and use it like a Pip-Boy.
Yeah.
And it works
Yeah.
like really fucking well. And the worst part about that though is the amount of space it takes up because the box looks phenomenal as well.
Yeah, it really does.
And so like I've got to keep the box then,
Yep.
and so it takes up twice the fucking space.
yeah.
Piece of shit. All right, so next up for me would be my Batman games.
Yeah, you got a ton of Batman figs.
Yeah, oh, not a ton.
Not a ton, but
A metric ton. So I guess I'll start with Injustice.
yeah.
So I've got a trophy of Wonder Woman and
Yep.
Batman duking it out.
That is a pretty good.
It's a good trophy.
Yeah, it is really good.
Looks nice. It's a bit hard to get Wonder Woman's lasso to lasso properly
Oh yeah, yeah.
because it's ropey
Yep,
and it doesn't want to play along.
it's all ropey.
But it looks fucking good. I'm
Yeah.
not looking forward to like transporting it though, because there's a few little parts that go into it. Like his batarangs detachable and a lasso is detachable, and
Oh,
so is a
really?
sword.
Mad.
No,
Yeah, that's the
Pain-
fun part. I love those bits.
I hate him because they're lost so easy.
Yeah, well,
And
I've,
you come into my house and screw around with them.
yeah, I really do. I've moved 3 times. I've lost so many things from like my collectibles. It's really bad.
Next up is Injustice 2.
That was what Batman facing off against Brainiac.
No, it's not. Well, it sort of is, but it basically there was no statue that came with it. Like I got a special edition which came with a steel case. That it. And also it came with the season pass and everything, which
Yeah.
is good. But the statue that they brought out for it, they brought out. I know EB was selling it for like $10 cheaper if you bought it at the same time as you bought the game.
Yeah.
So they were advertising a $120 statue with a fucking $150 game,
I just
but
don't-
you get it $10 cheaper.
Yeah.
And the statue was trash. I fucking hate Brainiac.
Yeah, I didn't see the appeal to it. A lot of people, like him, I guess. Maybe.
Meh.
Yeah.
Okay, on to the Batman Arkham series.
Good series.
So Arkham Asylum. So Arkham Asylum, I don't have a special edition for. I don't have a statue or anything like that.
Mhm.
Arkham City, I don't have a statue for. I don't have anything,
Yeah.
but I've got 4 copies of the game.
4 copies.
4 copies.
What the
I don't.
How?
I had
you should
one.
have 2 maximum.
I've played that game so many times. I had one and I lost the copy somehow. I think I lent it to someone and it went walkabout. So I rebought it.
Yep.
And then I got. I don't know what happened to that copy, but I bought another one
Yep.
because I fucking frothed that game. And then the
Game of the Year edition.
the Game of the Year edition came out
Mm.
with all the DLC, and
Yeah,
so
which-
I bought that.
Obviously.
So 4 copies.
Mm.
I don't technically have 4 copies, but I've bought 4 copies in my time.
The statue for Arkham City was, I think it was Batman like crouching down, but it was all
Yeah.
black and white.
Yeah, it's
the
in that
theme-
grayscale sort
yeah,
of.
in the theme that the cover is.
Yeah, and if
But I
you
didn't really dig it.
if I did, man, I love that. Because if you look at all the concept art, not concept art, but all the advertised art, basically, all the wallpapers, everything is in that style.
Yeah,
so
true.
that's just the style of the game.
Yeah.
You got to get into it. Then Arkham Origins came out, and by that time, I've bought 4 copies of Arkham City.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the game series.
Yep.
And it's probably my favorite statue.
It is pretty good. Like it's pretty big.
Yeah.
It's about what 30 centimeters wide.
Yeah. Yeah, something like that. And then it takes up a lot of space.
Yeah. So that edition was Joker.
Yep.
Standing with a bunch of TVs behind him and stabbing a knife into a table in front of him.
No, he's stabbing it into a Christmas pie.
Oh, there you go.
Or like a fruit pie. Or
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. America, right?
So that statue actually spoiled the game. Spoiled the big reveal of the game. Because,
Yeah.
spoiler alert, Black Mask is the Joker. Or, well, Joker is pretending to be the Black Mask.
Yep.
And that statue came with a little Black Mask head. And it was interchangeable between the Joker head and the Black Mask head.
Yeah. And
So-
that was like, was it hidden?
Yeah, it was hidden, but I found it straight away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I was told that the statue lit up, which
Yes.
is fucking sick. Like
Yeah,
all the
it is
TVs
awesome.
light up and the Christmas lights light up, and it's fucking cool.
Mhm.
But in searching for where to light it up, I found this little fucking head.
Jeez.
So that spoiled the game for me. I was pretty
Yeah.
pissy about that.
Yeah.
But the other thing I was more pissy about is as good as this statue is, and it's fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's big and bulky and fucking annoying, but it's fucking good. The other statues, so there was an option of 2 statues. So there was that one, or there's another statue which is the Batman holding the Joker up,
Very nice.
up in the air, and it looks so good.
Yeah.
And that's
haven't-
that's one of the best parts of the game too.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen that statue in person, so it'd be interesting to see like what that other one, like how good the detail came out. But from all the promo pics that you look at,
She looks good.
The thing looks amazing.
Yeah, like I would be tempted to buy it on its own.
Yeah. Now, as far as Arkham Knight is
Yeah,
concerned,
speaking of choices between statues and whatnot.
can I take point on this
Yeah,
one?
go for it.
Okay,
Man.
cool.
Go for it.
All right, so
I mean, let me preface this.
Yep.
I wasn't happy either, but I was more happy.
Yeah. You definitely won in this sort of little scenario. So
I won with Origins. I win with this. I'm a born winner. I know how to pick my statues.
just such bad luck. So I hadn't gotten any of the special editions for the game so far. When I came to the Arkham series, I was probably on the tail end of City and getting ready for Origins, but I still didn't buy the special edition for Origins. So I was really, really pumped for Arkham Knight's one, so I went, I'm going to go all out. I'm going to get the best edition of this game I can get. And it was announced that...
And the main differences between these editions was like $50 to $80 worth of cost or something.
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah, it was pretty drastic. It was pretty drastic. So...
Like, I was pissed about how much I was spending. You were like nearly another $100 on top of that.
Yeah, and I was more than happy to do it. So, talk your edition. What did you get with it?
I can't remember all the little gobbledygook.
I can tell you. Comic book,
Go for it.
steelbook, art book, and a skins pack.
Yep. And then I got a statue, which I was fucking disappointed by.
Yes.
Looks trash.
It is it's going. What if you've ever seen Dark Knight Returns? They've got that memorial sort of statue for Batman at the end. That's sort of what they're going for with this.
Yeah, but
Gotham
it just
Knight
looks like
statue.
a fucking plastic model that
Yeah.
they sent out without painting it. Is the problem.
Yeah, it looks like a 3D print.
I mean, it's cool. Again, it lights up.
Yeah, the city. It's
Fucking
Batman
whoopee.
standing on a miniature city, and the city lights up. It's
And it, again, spoils the game.
Yeah.
In memoriam of Batman.
yeah.
Fucking,
It's
spoiler
definitely
alert.
A memorial.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay, thanks
easily.
for that.
So
But yeah,
you
looks
got that.
looks like trash.
yeah, it looks like trash, but at least you got something, hey man.
Yeah, bloody oath.
Yeah, so I pre-ordered the edition that came with a Batmobile. Now this fucking Batmobile was hyped up so much for me.
It looked good.
Let me just read you the description that they put in their promo. Batmobile statue, fully transformable. Now if you've ever played that game, that Batmobile transforms into a tank.
Yeah.
Virtually.
The tankmobile. The Bat Tank.
Yeah. Batmobile statue
This isn't a
realized
car.
in exquisite detail by Triforce. Now,
I'm going to silence that out.
anyway, so the company who was going to be making this Batmobile wasn't just some shitty company. These guys are called Triforce. If you've ever seen the stuff they put out, or if you haven't seen, sorry, check them out. They do some amazing collectibles.
Good gear.
Yeah, good gear. This shit is like premium. It's not just, an add-on. So hearing that, I was super pumped. These guys they did a Batman fist holding a Batarang, I think, which was about $500 retail. They did
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, they did that.
Did they do those Nightwing
Yes.
from Arkham?
Same guys.
Yeah,
Same
I'm
guys.
so tempted to buy that for
Right?
so long.
And they were so expensive, but
Yeah.
so good. Like the quality of them. They've done the Riddler trophies, which I've always wanted to get.
Yeah, I want one of them too.
Which lights up.
Project Triforce.
Yeah.
Yep.
And what else? They've done a couple other games.
Anyway, back on. Yeah.
So yeah, had that pre-ordered. Had it pre-ordered for a very long time, and then I think it was about 1 month, maybe 2. I got an email from EB Games saying this edition of the game has been cancelled, and just nothing. Like it was, I they were like, yeah, we'll give you your money back. You can have the special edition, which came with
Yeah,
the
they-
steelbook.
Yeah, that you didn't even get the option
didn't
of
even-
my trophy.
Yeah.
They were just like, I
Yeah,
suppose you
we've-
get all the pre-order content.
We've run out of the other one, so we can't even sell you that other one.
Yeah.
You know, even though it's shit. But I can't believe it. So there were what it was is there was technical difficulties with transforming the Batmobile into that tank. So
So just don't transform
don't
it.
transform it. Just
Just-
give me a solid, nice looking statue of the
Yeah.
Batmobile.
Here's $30 back and a Batmobile.
Yeah, exactly. I genuinely like the look of that Batmobile, even though it's not.
It looks
very...
better not like a tank.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
a Batmobile.
Just
It's a car.
give me that. I would have been happy to wait. I would have been
Yeah.
happy to pick up the copy of the game
Yeah,
and
for
then
sure.
and then just get sent out a Batmobile like even like 3 months down the track. I would have been so happy for that.
You and fucking everyone else who ordered that edition,
Oh.
bro.
Like, how old is the game? 3-4 years?
Yeah, like 4
Three,
years,
yeah.
something like.
I'm still caught up
I think
about it.
2016.
I'm still caught up about it, really badly. So that explains it.
All right, let's quickly dive into trophies that we wanted but never got.
Mhm.
So
The Batmobile,
obvi-
the fucking Batmobile, man.
Speaking of, so for me, the Far Cry trophies.
Really?
Yes, but like I want them, but not enough.
Yeah. Actually, I can see that. Yeah.
Like I could get that vase trophy for $70 less even.
Is that him? He's like sitting on a crate or something with the gun.
No, that's him sitting on a beach with and there's a head buried in the sand in front of him.
Right. Similar to the game art.
Yeah, exactly. It is the game art basically turned into a statue. And that looks fucking good, but like I love it, but
Not enough.
Far Cry 5, Far Cry 4, sorry, my boy Pagan Ming.
Yeah.
His is fucking good. It's him sitting on like a stone, elephant
Yeah.
throne sort of
Yeah.
thing.
Again, very similar to the game art
Yeah,
with all the guns and some
worth it.
sort of not really.
And Far Cry 5, the Joseph
Yeah.
statue.
See, that's. I would consider getting the 5, but the statue itself is just not good enough, and I don't
Yeah.
personally like the actual pose, and it's Joseph holding up a gun and all that, which has been
Yeah.
shown in trailers, but
Oh
personally,
no, there is actually another one where it's him in front of like an altar sort of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like he's preaching. Looks a
Yeah.
lot better.
I'd also feel a little bit weird about putting that in my house.
Yeah,
I feel like people would.
bit too preachy for
Yeah, a
him.
bit too preachy. They'd get the wrong idea. I'd be like, no. He's a cultist. It's fine.
There was actually an Ubisoft exclusive version, which it's actually a statue of Boomer and
Yes.
what's his name?
actually.
The pilot dude.
Yeah, someone Rye.
Yeah,
Nick Rye.
Nick Rye, that's it.
Yep.
Yeah, and that looks pretty good.
I think that got cancelled actually. If you
No idea. Couldn't tell you.
I'm like 80% certain that is another cancelled one.
No idea. All I know is I want that Pagan Min statue, man.
So you want it now.
Like, but not enough to buy it. Not enough to
Mm.
buy it. And that's the issue.
Yeah, see, I'm holding out. Like you're saying with the Assassin's Creed Origins, I am waiting to find someone selling the statue on its own, just so I can just get it and
Yeah, I
keep
think
that collection going.
I think I'm gonna buy this God of War statue. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
But the problem is these are all statues that taunt me every time I walk into EB.
yeah. There's still because there's some still there, but they
There's plenty still there, and they fucking look at me every time, and I'm sort of like, is today the day you beat me? Is it? And then it's just not.
no.
Unfortunately, like I've had those temptations with statues here and there. Never with Brainiac. Fuck Brainiac.
Yeah, no.
I've had the temptation with the Jacob Evie statue.
Yep.
For sure. I've had the temptation with the Far Cry statues every time, but never enough.
Yeah.
And actually, one of the biggest ones I regret missing out on because I was never a fan of the series until I got it. Witcher. The
Yes.
Witcher statues where he's killing a basilisk
Holy
looks
shit.
fucking sick.
It is amazing. I've looked for one now because same as
Yeah.
you. Like I wasn't like I knew him.
They're too expensive though now
Way too expensive because
because they're fucking good.
yeah, it is actually a good statue and it's It's quite big as well. It's just
It's
amazing.
huge, man. It's bigger than my Origin statue, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, it's bigger. Yeah.
But they're going for around $300 these days, and that's American.
Yeah. I just can't justify it.
It's killing a griffin, I think, actually.
Yeah,
not a
I think it's a
basilisk.
griffin.
But fuck, it looks good. Like I actually managed to luck into getting a special edition of The Witcher, where it's just a few extra things. A steelbook is the most prominent thing, the soundtrack, yada yada. But fuck, I want this statue now.
Oh, yeah. Hell
And I'm sick of all these collectibles tempting me.
yeah. Well, speaking of your steelbooks, now, originally, I was of the opinion that
They were useless.
They were useless. This is shit.
Yes, I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, until, you've seen it as well.
Yeah.
There are a couple of people who have, gotten some sort of magnetic
Board. Or like some sort of board, like a cork board or something, and put little
put
magnetic
magnets on it.
Yeah.
And stuck these steelbook cases very decoratively.
Made almost like an art or like a canvas of steelbooks.
Yeah.
It looks really good, and I'm 100% planning on doing that.
Yeah, so would I. But because I haven't collected enough of them, because I just ignored them at times, I'm like, because there's plenty.
Because they seem useless.
They seemed useless.
The problem
but
is they
now
come with an actual case as well.
Oh god, which one do I put on?
And it's even more useless because I'm not committing to the steelbook, but then the actual case just feels
shit in comparison.
Yeah.
The bad thing as well that we have with this steelbook wall idea that would really irk me.
Yep.
Fucking 360 ones are bigger, and then so any 360 steelbook cases that you have are going to be that. Yeah. That.
What's also going to irk me is the steelbooks that have like both art on either side. Like the Injustice 2 steelbook is Batman on one side, Superman on the other side. So it's like, do I choose between them? Do I lay it out, but then it won't stick as well,
Nah, I'd just be swapping it over every now and then. Just be like, change it up, Superman today.
See, I wouldn't commit to that is the problem. And like, I know there's a steelbook of Persona 5, and it looks fucking sick. I want it so bad. But, goddamn, all these goddamn collectibles. Just let me have my money.
And the price is
it's
just
as bad as DLC.
It's just going up. So I can justify games going up. There's a lot more that goes into developing them nowadays. The graphics are obviously better than ever.
Yep.
So
next gen, they need more powerful shit to run.
You need more people working on it. I get it.
Like
Game prices, it's gonna happen.
Most next gen games these days are run on Blu-ray minimum.
Yeah.
Like whereas back in the day they were like DVD quality.
Yeah, exactly.
So they need to be a bit more expensive. I get that.
Yeah. But these collector's editions, they're just not thrown enough into it.
No,
so,
it's getting worse, but more.
Unless it is a good statue like the Witcher one or, like the Batmobile would have been.
Yep.
These prices are just
but
bad for plastic.
It's not even that, man. It's all the additional shit like the Jacob and Evie statue that's irrelevant. The Brainiac statue that's irrelevant.
Oh, there's plenty of it.
All this shit that taunts me. Like I walk into EB Games, man, and there is like a bigger than life size Aldruin. Like Aldruin is a sword used by Terrail in Diablo 3.
Yep.
And I played a lot of Diablo 3. And so I want this sword.
Naturally.
It's nothing. And it doesn't even look that good, but I want it.
I'm the same. Like even just the shit that they have in EB Games now as well, because they joined with what is it called?
Zing.
Zing, yeah.
Pop culture.
Since joining with that, it's just
See, we ran back to PC.
Yeah.
PC.
It's a major hassle actually going into those stores because I need to hold myself back.
Oh, fuck oath. And I don't like going into them because there's so much I want to buy that even if I know I'm not going to buy it, I just like, it's like, why am I looking at this?
The funny, exactly. And the funny thing is like, there's a lot of cool shit, but it's not the stuff you necessarily like want.
Vinyl pop, dog. Like, what a waste of money.
Yeah.
But I keep buying.
Yep.
Like, fuck off.
I'm glad I jumped off that.
Like, I've relatively stopped now, but every now and again one comes up and it's a series that I fucking love.
Yes.
And it's like, oh, I should get that. And it's like, but why? It does nothing.
Yeah.
It does nothing
for me. It was like The Witcher. There was a set of 3. And I was really close to buying them.
Now I'm just... Because, like,
I'm just thinking about the ones I've missed out.
Yeah, same. And because, like, I'm researching stuff as we're talking that I want that, so I know what I'm talking about. Like, I'm just looking at stuff I want to buy now.
Yeah, it's real
This
bad.
is fucked.
This is a vicious circle. We need to stop.
With that though, I think we've run way over time. So we will say goodbye, good night, whatever, good morning. I don't know. Depends what time you're listening to this.
But for us, it's good night.
Yeah. So we have been the 8-Bit Idiots. My name is Lindsay.
My name is Connor.
Next week, hopefully, we will have theme music.
Yes.
It will be
Get
episode 10. We might do something for it. Probably won't. But you'll have to check out our Patreon for that. We also have to set up a Patreon.
If we hear the demand for a Patreon, we'll set it up.
Exactly. What's our topic of the week next week? So you can look forward to it.
That is a good question.
And you can have a think about on your own what you might do for our topic. Or what you might have wanted.
Have wanted?
I don't know what the topic is.
Have past wanted?
I don't know what the topic is.
May have.
What is the topic?
Well, I was thinking we could do maybe a failed franchises.
There you go. Have wanted. What you would have wanted.
Have maybe when wanted.
Bye-bye.
See us.